Hi everyone, welcome back to SGGT. This is the long-awaited one, Scott Fraser's revolving bag. Let's have a wee deep dive into what Scott's playing and why he plays it. Welcome back, Scott.
Hello.
Let's have a wee look and see. Let's start us on the top. What do we think of this one, Aaron?
Big dog, let's see it. What have we got?
Right, this is a love-hate relationship. I don't always take it. It goes with me occasionally. I've got Titleist GT2, set at B1, face open a little bit. I've got a VA Raging 2.0, 65 4 flex. So stiff, about 45 inches, swing weight's about D6.
So why did you pick GT2 over GT3?
So GT2 over GT3, more forgiveness. And the track was the bit that appealed for me with GT3. There's actually 9 grams of hot melt in the toe of this.
Okay.
As far to the toe as toe could possibly be. So in terms of movable weight, I've effectively made a fade bias driver, if you like.
Yeah.
So
that'll explain why the swing weight's so high as well.
Aye, so to achieve swing weight, what we've done is we've played about with it, and we've put all the weight in through the toe, or in the back, into the toe, to try and help hold that face open. I play at Glencore's, so there isn't always a need for, I could hit driver a couple of times around, but I've got mini driver you'll see next that I don't always need this. And I think when I do take it and I hit it well, it's definitely an advantage.
Yep.
But when I'm bad with it, I'm bad.
Okay.
And then you're just racking up doubles.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like with the mini driver, that the bad's bad, but bogey bad, not double bogey bad. And the good with this, I think, from an attack angle standpoint, my attack angle is negative with driver for a lack of technique. So what I find with driver is it never flights how it should flight. If I give myself more loft to get more ball flight, it just spins. So the one that I hit, guys at the golf club say, "Oh, great drive." Like, if it looks good, I know it's no good. Aye, it's only there through spin. It's not there through proper launch. So, aye, driver. If I played somewhere that was longer and I had to play it more, I would practice with it more.
Yep.
It kind of gets neglected on the basis that I don't use it much.
So that leads us into
Mini driver.
the next guy.
Aye, this has been amazing. This has been a mainstay for years. Aye, this has been ever present. So we've got burner mini driver, 11.5 degrees, set lower, probably more to do with changing lie angle and face angle rather than the actual lower itself. When I play about with higher and lower and different things, I'm not convinced for me personally it makes as big a difference. I far rather set face angle where I want it to set.
Yeah.
So I can play about with it. The two weights, there's a heavy and a light. I've got the heavy weight forward, again, just to try and kill spin and get the thing moving forward. A lot of the time I'm using this as a driver as such. It's had a hard life actually looking at that. I'm a bit closer than normal. But aye, for me, this is a driver replacement. So it's designed to go as hot and as fast as I can make it go. The days that I'm driving it really well, I'll tee it a little bit higher and I can sweep away a little bit more.
Yep.
And I get away with it. I can hit a bit higher at the face and it goes a little bit further. The days that I've got left, maybe not quite off the deck, but I can really tee it down and squeeze it and get that low point a little bit further forward and take left-hand side of the equation. And I think that's what that gives me the opportunity to do. I can get a little bit steep on that and make it work.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
What have you paired it up with?
I play a Diamana Thump. Again, I've had it for years and years. And it works really well, 75 stiff. It allows me, the days that I'm swinging smooth and I'm tired and I'm sore and everything that goes with it, it works well, but if I lean on one, it's still plenty stable.
Got a bit of backup there.
Aye. There's a club that's not really here. I've got a Stealth Plus 3 wood that occasionally goes in. So I'm going somewhere away from home and it's going to be a little bit longer and I feel I'm going to need to hit driver. I'll put the Stealth in, and the way the neck works, this shaft goes in the Stealth really well as well. So it gives me something that I'll use for second shots.
Yeah.
And again, it's not that it's an amazing 3 wood, but there's no need for me having that and mini driver.
Yeah.
So quite a travel light. I don't always take, if I've got 11 clubs or something, normally I'm not far away from where I would normally be. So that would be that one.
Brilliant. And then we can move on. I see a 3 iron in the bag there. Tell us about this guy.
This is love-hate, like well and truly. So this is Mizuno Fli-Hi. So 3 iron, KBS prototype, 85 stiff. See, when I hit it well, I love it, right? I think the problem is I play at Glencore's, and when you break it down, there's 8 par 3s, 7 of them are north of 200 yards. So generally speaking, this gets an airing. There's par 4s I need to hit off as well. This will get hit 8 or 9 times around.
Yeah.
And I'm always really hard on myself that I hit this thing rubbish. But it's how many times you're going to hit a par 3 green at 210 yards. So it always feels like I'm never hitting it amazing. But when you actually start stripping it back the way, how many times are you going to hit it amazing?
Yeah.
I've tried 7 woods, I've tried hybrids, I've tried loads of different things. In flat cam in an ideal world, I think the 7 wood was amazing. It literally gave me the number this gave me, stopped a bit quicker. The issue being that when I played into the wind, it went shorter than my 5-iron.
Yeah.
So I could play 7 wood at the right time, but it doesn't always do what I want it to do. I'm not saying that this thing does, but it's definitely the better of the 2 evos. So that would be that. That's a 3-iron.
Perfect.
That plays at 19.5 degrees.
And whilst we're up the top of the bag here as well, I've not seen this in for a wee while. A L.A.B.
Aye. So I'd love to tell everybody that fitting for this is the way to go and whatnot. I kind of acquired it off somebody that I play golf with. Tom's a really, really good golfer and a really, really bad place with putting. So much so that he went and got fitted for the L.A.B putter, and it was the best thing in the world until he gave it to me and took up putting left-handed. So that tells you everything you need to know about this game.
Searching.
So I've tried a few of them with different guys, whatever else has got TPT shaft in it, and it really, it's so incredibly stable. If I've got a flaw, if I was to buy one, I probably wouldn't have that alignment aid. I struggle to align it up, but if I have a line on the ball, it's easy. And I feel as long as I get lined up, you can't miss inside 6 feet. Is glorified cheating. So it does really, really well. So stable. It's 36 inches, 70 degrees of lie, with a 3 degrees of loft, with a press pistol grip. But generally speaking, from an actual stability standpoint, it's so much better than anything else I've ever played with. I think I've never really seen the fitting kit or get fitted for or been fitted, but I think if there's a way that you could get the alignment aid to help you, it would be amazing. There's quite a lot of shaft lean. Traditionally with putting, I've always played a kind of plumber's neck, and my hands have never really been that far in front of the ball, but the plumber's neck's kind of saved that. Whereas with this, because of the shaft lean, that's the bit I think I find it hard to get it to sit on the ground and play about with it. If I had enough time to go and stand on a putting green for a couple of hours and practice, I genuinely think this could be amazing, but there's loads and loads of potential with this.
And then we go into irons. So these are a new one. I haven't seen these in the bag before.
Right, so I play 5-iron down to pitching wedge and Taylormade P790 as one of my sets.
The ever-evolving
Recurring theme here.
I've been pretty steady for ages, to be fair, and I've had a set of Strixons that I've still got, and the likelihood is they may end up back in. For now, we've got these things, and the beauty of them is they feel really good. I really like the shape of them. The downside to them is they just spin a fraction low, which flat cam, hitting into greens, par 3s, I really quite enjoy playing them. My issue is that wet ball, semi-rough, whatnot, it's having to try and manage and maintain a flyer, especially when the ground is so firm just now. My Strixons are almost the other end of the scale in that they spin a little bit too high, so occasionally I struggle off par 3 tees and whatnot. With them, I can manage it, and as long as I'm playing well and I've practiced, I can manage it really quite well. But when I'm hitting into greens with the Strixons, they spin more. So I've got more control. I feel like I can flight it a little bit better. I feel like I can knock it down but still retain spin. So if I've got one flaw with these, it would be that. But in terms of, this is for your most golfers that just play golf, this is an amazing iron. It is literally point and shoot and away it goes. It looks amazing. It looks really clean. It's really forgiving. My downside is that's not because of ability either, for the record, before that goes any further. I feel like I always need to try and shape it or play a different shot or whatever else, and it's not necessarily because that's the right thing to do, it's just how I see golf. And it hinders me more than helps me in a lot of cases, but quite often I want to flight it down a hair, or if a pin's in the right hand side I want to hit a fade to it, or trying to draw to the left hand pin, and it's just how I've always played golf. And the days that it's good, it's really, really good. If I've not practiced for a week and I go to the golf, it's so difficult for me to get timing right because I'm trying to do something that needs practiced. Before we had the wee guy and I played golf 4 and 5 times a week, it was really easy. I just pitched up to golf and I knew what I was getting, and it's hard to change my mindset now of how to play golf. I wish I could just stand up and whack it, but mentally my brain kind of compute that, and so I'm really struggling with the golf just now, and it's purely because I see a game of golf very different to what my ability currently allows me to play.
And lie angle on these, what do you play?
So I play 1/4 inch short in terms of length. I'm really bad for coming out of my posture. So I feel like when I make them a little bit shorter, I can stay in my posture for longer, and it allows me just to stay down through impact as well. And they play a wee hair upright, so the slightly shorter will kind of offset that a little bit as well. I think when I play something flat, I tend to just hit toe strikes. I understand that my bad shot tends to be left. I think that's more a bad reverse pivot and falling back the way and hands flipping at it, and no lie angle is going to save that. I get, if I was steep and taking divots, I understand that flattening them is going to change that start direction, but my left doesn't come from that.
Yeah,
it
it's
comes,
not dictated through lie
I
angle.
totally understand why it left, and it's bad technique and everything that goes with it. And the days that I go and practice, I can fix it, and then I can get playing, I can get to where I need to be. But so that's where I'm at with them. So I'm currently there in the bag just now, down to pitching wedge. The Strixons are ZX 5s, 5-iron down to 9-iron, and then a ZX7 pitching wedge. And as I really like them. They're a couple of years old now, and as I say, they may end up back in.
At some point.
I kind of chop and change. I want to love these, and if I could get my head round that I just want to stand and point and shoot, I would 100% play these. I think they're amazing.
Yeah.
I really want to play P7CBs. I think they look amazing. We had a set, I had them, you had a shot at them.
I had a shot.
They've kind of been passed around a little bit before I had a go at them now. And
They feel amazing.
They feel amazing, they go amazing, and they allow me to play golf how I want to play golf. Just when I've not played for 2 weeks and I'm sclaffing out the toe, a 5-iron's going 160 yards, it doesn't really work.
P790 is just a
comes
bit more
out dead.
user friendly.
Yeah, totally. So I'm kind of getting there. And then wedges. So I've had Vokeys, I had SM10s, and short game's the one bit that I will practice. So I had SM10s all last year, and effectively I wore them out. I should have probably just got SM10s again, but I fancied someone different just for a change.
We live in a world where you can try different things.
Aye, so I've still got a Vokey 60 that I've got all the kind of bounce shaved off the bottom of it, and I use that for emergencies only. Where I play, bunkers have no real, there's not millions of sand in the bunkers, so I play something with little bounce, open the face up and roll it, and it's great for getting out of them. Behind bunkers, generally speaking at Glencourse, if you're missing and short-sided, it's hard packed. It's not fluffy rough that you're pitching out, whatever else, so you need something that can really help get you to the bottom of the ball. So I'll use that if I have to. A lot of the time that doesn't go with me, that goes occasionally. I've got ping 50-56, purely because I like the S grind with the slightly higher bounce. It felt like they almost feel like irons. Like I feel like if we're going to say I
That's
play
interesting.
5-iron down to pitching wedge, it feels like if wedge is a 10, I've actually got an 11 and a 12.
Yeah, it feels like a continuation of the set. On
Aye,
through.
and that was the big thing for me with them. I quite like how the sole goes through the ground. It's really, really good. I just quite like the simplicity of it. 9 times out of 10, if I'm going to play round about the greens, I get quite steep. So if I'm going to open the face anyway and hit a flop shot, that kind of shot, playing something a little bit more bounce with kind of square or so, it allows me to get steep and introduce a little bit more bounce. So I'd really, generally speaking, I will play mini driver, 3-iron, 5-down wedge, and 50 and 56 will be.
And
if
that's
I'm
you
going
on
to
your way.
play golf tomorrow. That's what it looks like.
And you're in
Amazing.
you're in dynamic gold 120s in the irons. What do you do with wedge shafts? Do you continue on?
So they've got modus in them. So they just match up with the wedges, with the Strixon irons that I've got. So that they kind of just ran off the back of there. So they run a line. And they've worked really, really well. It's just, as I say, I've just built them as part of the set.
Yeah.
It really is just a continuation. I've not really done anything different. I play Golf Pride Align Max as a grip. I like what it does. I've always played a ridge. They're the +4s. I'm not really sure about that. Like I get the concept of slowing that right hand there. I find it hard to actually get my right hand on the golf club. I really struggle with getting my grip in my palm, and I sometimes feel like the +4 actually encourages it rather than takes it away. So I'm going to try and play about with some grip sizes. That with my next project and see where I get to. So they're all.
Master tinkerer.
It's not even master tinkerer, it's overthinker. It's probably more than master tinkerer, and I really wish it wasn't that way. And I've got a head full of broken biscuits, and the days that it's good, and like I was saying earlier on, that I played Sunday morning, just myself at 6 o'clock in the morning. The wee guy was up early, and I ran round in 2 hours, and I played really nice, and I faffed about and hit some different shots, and I've came to the stage that I come off the golf course just enjoying hitting some nice shots now. like the days of scabbing it round in level par, I'd far rather shoot 3 or 4 over. I know that sounds really stupid, but actually hit some nice shots now.
Yeah.
I get an enjoyment out of hitting nice golf
You're
shots.
focusing on the shots rather than the actual overall score.
Aye, and I
Not a
think
bad
the
way
issue
to
is,
be.
it's probably a flaw with a lot of golf clubs, but with Vector we've got a medal every Saturday and every Wednesday. So every time you play, you go out with a
score.
scorecard in your hands, and it's like, oh, that was rubbish
The
again.
mood's
It
dictated by
means something. Yeah, it means something every time you
66.
play.
Whereas that's
66 the other day, or
and that was it. Like last Wednesday, run the 66 and really nice, and was in control and hit some really nice shots and was shaping it and doing whatever I want to do. And then Saturday, it's like worked late Thursday, worked late Friday, ran on the tee on Saturday morning and shot loads, and it's back to square one again. Like there was no enjoyment. But aye, generally speaking, that's where I am on my golf.
oh, amazing.
Ball, play TP5X, picks. I really like when I'm putting.
Like the little logos.
Aye, and the picks could be in it, not making any difference to me. I quite like the feel of it. It feels relatively firm. I always used to play Pro V1X until it flipped and went the other way. I prefer the feeling of the firmer golf ball, but I don't need any encouragement for it to go in the sky. So I quite like that feeling. Left dash just felt a little bit too hard. So aye, there's where I'm at, James.
Brilliant, really
And a
insightful.
carry bag as well. None of this trolley nonsense.
Is that a dig?
Aye, none of these trolleys.
Makes life easy. Well, brilliant, Scott. Really insightful. Great to hear all about your golf bag. For our next videos, sign up, like and subscribe to this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.